Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Against the Storm, where here we're setting out on a new cycle in the general direction of this silver seal over here. When we get there, we're going to have to be on minimum difficulty veteran with 20 fragments. We get like, what is it, 3 fragments per settlement? We have 48 years to make it. If I remember correctly, we're often taking like 5 to 6 years per settlement, so we're fine. This should be fine. We're fine. This is the I'm definitely not panicking voice. So let's head off in this general direction. I have to say, pie is not one of the food resources the beavers particularly care about. Neither is jerky, actually, which makes this kind of weird. Do y'all like skewers, at least? Okay, the lizards like skewers. These are both weird. Obviously, this one is all food, which is nice. And, you know, we'll pick up 2 more species. Probably some of them will like pie or jerky eventually. I'll probably just turn off consumption of that at the beginning. I think I'm going to go ahead and take the beaver heavy start here. We have 6 embarkation points on this one. Let's get like stone, and we probably don't need... Well, you know what? If we take a ton of wood to start with, then we can set up a refinery. I can't remember the name of the building. I can never remember the name of the building that does the initial refinery. But we can start making our planks right away, get the good housing going. I think that's actually probably a pretty good idea. And then just some food. I don't know that it terribly matters what. Yeah. That seems good. What are our conditions? Since we're near this royal outpost, we get more choices for each of our orders, which is rad. Gathering speed increased by 10% for every 2 workers assigned to gathering camps. Does not affect the woodcutters. Ah, and this is the thing with the giant resource nodes in the forbidden glades. Mushrooms and leather and wood from the trees. Yeah, we can do this, and we're playing on veterans, so we're on the right difficulty for the thing. Okay, let's get to it. Probably try not to spend 2 hours in this episode, but you know, we'll see what happens. The time does get away from me sometimes. Okay, +1 to resolve for every 30 units of water used in rain engines. So, this is only active during the drizzle. It's not clear to me. Is it like each drizzle, you're going to start this at 0 resolve and then gain a resolve every 30 units? I guess it must be that way. It must reset the counter every drizzle, because otherwise it would accumulate in a crazy way over time, right? Okay, so then we have -5 resolve for those who don't have housing. Obviously, we won't have to deal with that. Fuel consumption in hearths is going to go up at hostility 2. Okay, villagers who don't have housing and clothing are going to take a pretty big resolve hit at hostility 3. This time, that's fairly serious. That's a thing we do need to care about. Every villager that dies during the storm instantly turns into a blood flower at hostility 4. Interesting. How many villagers are going to die during the average storm, though, right? Like, it doesn't really seem like that big of a deal. All right, so we have an algae pond, which is like pretty whatever. We have a whole bunch of eggs, and it seems like that's it. Okay, well, we'll make it work. Where is the nearest forbidden glade? That one's pretty far out. This isn't too bad, I guess. It's kind of the same thing, but it's a little bit less like real world distance. It's a little bit less sort of as the crow flies. Yeah, and building past the warehouse means that the people who are working here still don't have like all that long of a run to drop their stuff off. Okay, I think this way is going to be our general thrust, but we want to open up a forbidden glade pretty early. All right, let's pop these open. Coats and education. All right, let's see what we can get going here. So first things first, like I say, woodcutters camp. cut through here first. We'll do this in a way that opens up that that thing immediately afterward. Let's go ahead and assign some people on that. Eggs are a trapper camp thing. I don't know that it matters particularly who we put on this. So we only got one harpy. Let's get that crude workstation, is the name of the building, up right away. And it looks like these are quite close together this time. So if we were going to get all of the housing done, we need 5 beaver houses, which we're going to lay out like this. 1 harpy house, which we'll have to figure out. I'm not exactly sure how we're going to get all that together. Okay, that'll work for now. And we may as well go ahead and plan the, let's just throw down the park right now. Okay, obviously a bunch of this stuff won't get done just yet. We have 5 unassigned workers. So the question is, do we start the fishing really early, or do we go for a second woodcutters camp? I think on this one, we've had lumber difficulties so frequently the last couple of villages. Let's just do the second woodcutters camp right away. Make me a little more space over there, and we can turn this up. I probably don't need to run everything at 3x all the time. Oh, right, except if I want this running all the time, it's going to be a little... Well, we don't need to have 6 woodcutters necessarily. Yeah, let me uncheck. Don't worry about pipes. We'll just type in some of them, you know. Alright, very basic stuff here. Use anything you can to build this stuff. It's okay to, yeah, just put some stone into brick. I'm sure we'll need brick at some point. And early cornerstones. So biscuits and pie are both a lot of work. Here's a very biscuits and pie sort of focused cornerstone. We do have a cornerstone reroll. I was kind of hoping not to have to use it so early, but I don't think these are very good for us. So, I mean, it's a little bit hard to know before we know our third species, because it might end up being the case that it's worth it to push for biscuits or pie. So maybe actually what we do is hold off for the moment on selecting that. The same way we're going to hold off on our other blueprint here. Okay, what do we got? Mushrooms and a cache, and a little bit of water strider molt. Not super exciting early on, actually. What is this? Huh. Okay. That's an extremely easy fulfillment. What is this? 1 trade route with an offer multiplier of 2 or higher. I'm very excited about early reinforced saw blades and extra parts. I know that I usually go for more population because more hands early is a big deal. But reinforced saw blades so quickly could also be a big deal. That said, to fulfill this, you need to get provision packs going. This one will basically be free. I'm just going to take shelters. It's fine. Okay, I don't really want to deliver a 5-pack of crops. I don't really want to deliver tools. But we can deliver stormwater. Just build a rain collector. Make sure there are people in it during the storm. That one's basically free. And then deliver 25 eggs. Also basically free. The rewards are certainly not as good as deliver a 5-pack of building materials. Yeah, this is much more of a pain in the ass. but I do like the rewards an awful lot. This really wants us to go into pie, which, I mean, that might be a sensible thing to do. I don't know. Kind of like the extra tools. Yeah, let's take big delivery. We will eventually get those reinforced saw blades, right? All right, yeah, you guys can start, I guess, carving out the area behind the hearth for the moment. All right, and they'll get that housing built as quickly as they can. We're not really so stressed about the first. Wow. Okay, just a stone deposit. That's kind of wild. I'm a little leery of like opening up the dangerous glade, honestly. I suppose I'm going to. It can be a little. I think it can be a little scary to do right away. I am going to get our trading post up nice and early here. Is there any chance that I'm going to want to... Yeah, let's pull it away from the wall just a little bit. There's a chance, I suppose, that I will want to cut through the trees over here to this glade. Let me make sure I build that rain collector. Get that done. So that we have that during the storm so that we can make basic ingredient happen right away. And we can shift some people around. Okay. And y'all are just cutting planks as quickly and efficiently as possible. Yeah, unfortunately, it's going to take a while to get this stuff done. So do we want to break in here? My thinking is the thing to do might be to break in like during the... Oh, right. I have fancy food. Should I turn off consumption of our fancy foods? I want to save these until a time when the influence is a little bit more meaningful. Yeah, go ahead and break through. We'll see what's required. We have, you know, time to respond. We'll have until after the storm. And who knows? Maybe we'll find you know, an interesting building in here or something that'll give us a little bit of direction. An interesting, you know, abandoned building. For example, this haunted smelter. Ooh, also a stone-toothed termite burrow. These are cool. So if we tame it, we get a thing that provides 5 insects per minute, which is not a huge amount of food, but it's not nothing. We do not have 8 tools. It will destroy all of our stored building materials in 13 minutes. We could burn it down with some of our starting coal, I suppose, if we wanted. Don't really have a lot of reason to do that, though. I like the thing. I like the reward for tame. I like the fact that it's an empathy decision. We haven't actually seen all that many things that care about empathy decisions. There used to be. I feel like there used to be more. They used to be fairly common. Am I willing to devote 6 of our 13 parts to it? I did take... No, I didn't take any extra parts. Oh, that's a little scary. What else do we have here? We have a large pond. We have a copper vein. And a smelter. We could make pipes. Obviously, we want to use our pipes for stuff. We could prioritize receiving parts from orders from now on and just try to knock this out real fast. It'll be -5 resolve, so we wouldn't want to do this until the storm's over in any case. So I guess I'm not going to worry about it for the moment. Okay. But the large fishing building would perhaps be worth pursuing. And what is the deal with this haunted smelter? They're protecting it because it's one of a kind. If we fix it, we get the flawless smelter that makes all of those things at maximum efficiency, which is pretty rad. We would have to acquire some stuff that we do not know how to get right now in order to make that happen. But this is a thing that can sit for a while. This is not an urgent event. I do want to fix it, obviously, rather than just burning it. Got a bunch more mushrooms. Yeah, okay. I think we're gonna just ignore it for the moment. Let me move this over to like here, and let's clean up some of this stuff. I don't want to break through to the big glade until we deal with the termite mound. Okay, so this first storm is actually going to be a little ugly. We can pull a couple of woodcutters, drop below 1 hostility for the duration of the storm. Just so we don't have to deal with the additional -5, which would make it very difficult to keep our harpy on board. And I guess there's no reason to like do a dance or anything. We're just gonna leave harpies favored the whole time, so. Oh, right. Shoot, somebody was supposed to be doing this. Well, I didn't have this prioritized early enough. I don't think that we'll get it done in time. No, we definitely won't get it done in time. Never mind. Deprioritize. It's fine. Okay, we got it built. We'll get it next time. Okay, let's unfavor you. Let's real quick here. Okay, yeah, we could take on a fox. All right, so y'all do not care for biscuits or for pie. We are going to have efficient pie production, but none of our factions care for pie. So I think at this point, we're just going to re-roll this. Okay, peasant supplies does make trade route stuff certainly a lot easier to work out. Getting friendly relations right now, getting it early, makes it a lot easier to take advantage of, obviously, because you know to pay a lot more attention to your trade routes. Obviously, hidden reward is also pretty compelling. We have 2 glade events open right now in our current glade. We're going to have to build the pack-making building anyway for big delivery, so I think let's take friendly relations, and we'll try to make sure that we are actually focusing on 3 levels of standing with other settlements. Okay. Try to focus on making this real. And then the cornerstone for this year, 40 meat and 40 grain for each completed dangerous or forbidden glade event. I mean, that's not bad. We don't really have a use for grain. More trade routes, but no trader will arrive until we complete at least 3. Or newcomers arrive 15% quicker and bring 10% more goods for every 1 level of standing you have with other settlements on trade routes. Even with us focusing on trade routes, I don't know that I think economic migration is very compelling. I don't know that I need newcomers to arrive any faster than they already will, you know? So I guess we're going to take lost supplies. And we are just about to embark on some of this stuff. So we have a proficiency bonus for the foxes here. This is gonna be rough because we're gonna be at -5 global resolve for some time, and we have 2 factions who are at 5 resolve. I'm going to build some basic housing since we don't have fancy houses for foxes anyway. I guess actually there's no reason not to just make this a part of this block of houses. Let's prioritize that one, and that way we'll get a little bit of bonus resolve for the foxes, and we can just favor the harpies to get through it all. I didn't press the button. And yeah, we're just going to spend the tools. I don't love it, but I think it is what is necessary. Okay, so that gets done. Okay, so we don't have direct control over who gets in what house because the other houses aren't completed yet. Whatever, we'll do the little dance here. Try hard to make this work. I guess I could let them eat the jerky. That would probably help a little bit. Hold on a second. Before I take this, I should probably press the button here. That gives us some more people, and it might help us. I don't know what that's going to do for our overall level of resolve. And then, yeah, it didn't give us anything that was worth trading, but it was worth doing, I think. Honestly, I don't know that we need anything from you at this moment. The pipes are too expensive to buy to replace, to do the pipes instead of the parts. Plus, we still do want to be able to install rain punk engines in our stuff. We're not desperate for food or building materials right now. I mean, like, it wouldn't be horrible to get some planks. I'm just like, well, you know what? Okay, give me 4 fabric. And that way we can get that harpy house up. That'll actually help a bunch. And then we'll go ahead and trade 2 of our wildfire essence off. And we'll just buy building materials with that trade value. Okay, that'll help with some of the settlements getting built. Okay, can y'all make this a huge priority? Because that should immediately jump the harpies up like 6 resolve. Yeah, then we can unfavor them and everything's cool. Alright, huge packs. Huge number of packs for bonuses to production of packs of goods. I mean, I think we got to take the thing that gives parts, right? Use rainwater in your rain engines. Do trade routes. It's got to be parts. Get to 10 foxes and get their resolve to 16 to get the druid's hut, which is certainly not bad. Bunch of pickled goods, which is an overlapping resource need. Both the foxes and the beavers like it. And get a whole bunch of parts. I mean, I don't hate that. This one's really easy, and it does come with 10 tools, though. We took 1 need that gives us parts already. I do like extra blueprints as rewards. I think that's very very powerful. But also 10 tools is very powerful. I think I'm just going to take the easy one, honestly. Okay, so they've got this under control, and well before it does any harm. The housing situation is mostly pretty figured out at this point. We do need one more beaver house than we had laid out resources for previously. And I know the doors don't matter. And in fact, there don't need to be like roads to the doors or anything. It just, it's a personal thing. I just like it. I like it when it looks like that. For right now, I guess we'll put beavers to work in this rain collector, because we should be collecting the rain. We will be using it. This building likes stormwater, and obviously it's a building that we will be working a ton, but we want to deliver stormwater first, so I guess let's not bother putting in an engine there yet. Okay, and if y'all would finish breaking this up, I think we'll go ahead and move on to opening up the dangerous, or the forbidden glade rather. Okay, I'm feeling pretty good about our basic resolve situation here. Nobody's quite high enough to get into the blue zone with favoring. What does this have? One, yes, one charge left. Okay, let's move this down here and figure some things out. First of all, I'm definitely going to want to run a road. Probably like that. And as such, down to here, so this was in the right position the first time. And yeah, let's just get in there and see what's what. You notice we have run a pipe to the termite nest, so that's how we're harvesting the 5 insects per minute. That's something, I guess. We have 4 people currently unassigned. I don't really want to do more like blueprint choices until we open this. So I guess for the moment it's not a big deal that there's 4 people unassigned, but you know, we need a we will need a gathering camp. We may as well build this herbalist camp rather. And this is pretty much the last of our tools for the moment. So for this thing, yeah, we just need, at this point, probably stuff we're going to buy from a trader. I don't see us producing that stuff anytime soon. You are now running enough people for an upgrade to the next tier. And I'm just going to do this in the laziest way possible. Just the big blocks of 4 decorations each. Alright, what do we got? Okay, big mushroom. So an herbalist camp upgrade would be nice. Found ourselves a clothier, which is definitely interesting. More efficient building material production, and also coats, which are an overlapping clothing need. And, you know, water skins are useful for stuff. Okay, yeah, things to look into. That's a pretty easy rebuild. Got some water strider mold, some noxious machinery here. We don't have a source of reeds this time, so this is a little harder than it was last time. And we don't necessarily need the cleanse. Like a teardown would work just fine. It is, however, going to spawn a bunch of Blightrot cysts, and so we definitely want to wait until after the storm. I'm gonna build a blight post. I'm not gonna build a blight post. We need those parts first. The parts are related to rainwater use. Okay. Well, yeah, I think we're going to just tear this down. First of all, getting 8 purging fire obviously is not going to be easy. And secondly, we don't necessarily have a good way of satisfying the secondary need here in the near future. Okay, sorry. Where do I want to... I probably do want to move this, though. Let's move this over to here, and we'll just continue to focus on carving out the area around the hearth. You probably want to stay a little closer. Yeah, I don't want to break through to anywhere new. But... so let me even just move this over to here. Cut that stuff out. That'll give us some more room to build houses and stuff. Okay, so it would be really cool if we could get the big herbalist camp. Let's pick up some useful things. You know, it's always very difficult to turn down the tavern. It's not necessarily the most critical thing early on. We have a little bit of copper ore around. Wow, there's a 30% chance to just mine pickled goods out of these mushrooms. That's fantastic. Anyway, I'm getting distracted. So, a source of crystallized dew, first of all, would give us something to do with our non-storm water, which is important. And secondly, it lets us maybe just not even bother with setting up mines, which do cost parts. And then you have to get a smelter of some kind. I guess we have a smelter. Yeah, we have a smelter, don't we? And it's like pretty good at what it does. So maybe... but we don't want pie and we don't want training gear. So it's not like... that would be the only thing we're using this building for. Whereas... the brickyard, we also get a pottery recipe, which might be relevant if we want to make our own pickled goods. I'm going to go ahead and take it. I think crystallized dew is a pretty useful thing. Okay, big herbalist camp. Can't pass that up. And then overlapping food needs, it's just pickled goods, right? Yeah. So the druid's hut, I think, is actually very good for us. Treatment is an overlapping need, so a source of tea would be good. Oil is always useful, of course. And then you can make coats here too. Not that we necessarily need to, but yeah, I think the druid's hut's strong for us. And then at some point we're going to need to be able to make scrolls. Scrolls require dye or resin, right? Dye or wine. I don't believe we don't have a production building for wine right now. No. Well, we can already produce coats. We probably don't need barrels. So we would be taking this building just for the dye versus this building just for the scrolls. Maybe that's even a reroll at this point, just like looking for something that's a little bit more generally useful. Something that could do, one of those two things and anything else that we care about would be really nice. And what we got instead is buildings that don't really do any of the things we need. Hey, what is tea made of again? Tea is like water and some kind of container, and you can make tea out of dye, really? Huh. Well, we won't have any trouble getting mushrooms. So we don't need any other ingredients really for our teas. I might hold for a reroll here. Okay. So after the storm, we have an important thing to do there. Y'all are gathering and gathering and gathering. Okay, let's hope we can get 35 stormwater before the end of the season. Let's also... But like honestly, we wanna just run this path down to here right now, right? Like this is so much a better thing to be gathering, even if it is a slightly greater run. Okay, and people are mostly keeping it pretty calm and stable during the storm, which is nice. I'm gonna pull this down here just for a second, just so that I can finish building my houses in nice, neat little blocks for my own aesthetic sensibilities. Okay, we did only gather 20 stormwater, unfortunately. Ancient Hearth's resistance to corruption goes up. It's not something I'm super excited about. Generous Gifts, I think, is pretty good. We're up to Hearth level 2 already. Right before we take on some newcomers. People who are bringing parts, I have to say, seems pretty good. This doesn't expand the number of fox or harpy houses that we have to build, which is also really nice. So let's get one more beaver house built. There we go. There's the door side. And you know what? Honestly, you don't even need to cut that down. That's fine. Get back to what you were doing. Okay, that keeps everybody happy. And so let's get on this. This is the time to do this thing. A bunch of dew, but also more efficient smelting and whatever. All right, buildings. I think it is time to... Did we end up taking that building? Maybe I didn't. The building that makes them more efficient packs of building materials. It looks like I didn't. I'm very spacey, so it's easy for me to get. Oh, right. That's enough to... That was exactly the number of parts necessary to build the Blight Post. I think I'm going to go ahead and do that because we are spawning cysts and we're going to need to be able to deal with that. Our Trapper's Camp has run out, and I think it doesn't have anything to... No, it doesn't have anything to pick up. So we're going to not make a Harvester's Camp. Shoot, yeah, you guys are just kind of out of luck for the moment. We'll find something else for them to do. We still don't actually know how to produce any of this stuff, but we need to start building the buildings that will change that. I mean, we should start making tea, right? We can probably start making tea. Where's the edge of... Okay, so we couldn't build a house into this crook anyway. This will be a fine place to establish some service buildings. Actually, if we have an extra harpy, she should probably be working down here. All right, we're pulling dyes out of this mushroom. A fair number of dyes, actually. So a place that does just make scrolls is fine. I totally forgot that that was even a thing we were doing. Alright, so Blightrot cysts are appearing. Let's get a couple people assigned to this. Probably don't need a ton. And arbitrarily, I don't know, 8. 8 purging fire is the limit I want in the bank. I definitely don't want to spend all of our wood building this stuff. Huh, what happened to all my stormwater? Type of collected rainwater has tank capacity. Yeah, it doesn't just get spent for no reason, right? I didn't think it did. We don't have any buildings spending it. Yeah, we definitely don't have any rainwater usage. I'm not sure where it went. Okay, this one is finished already. There's certainly something to be said for that. This is certainly a better set of rewards. But what if we just take the one that's finished already? They don't usually give you ones that are already done. Need for leisure is not a high priority for us, even though we do want to build the building that does that. We do already have a couple of caches available. But we also already want to use stormwater in our engines, right? Like, this is the thing where we're looking forward to installing engines of, and the reward here is like fantastic. So I think we're going to take this one. And yeah, I'm a little annoyed that we're not, okay. What kind of water do you use? Clearance water. Well, we'll be using water in the tea in any case. Yeah, making a bunch of oil out of all that grain we got earlier is probably pretty good too. So let's go ahead and pull those kinds of water. Use any of this kind of stuff. I know it's not even built yet, but we'll get there. Yeah, you can use mushrooms to make tea as well. Okay. The problem is we don't actually have any fabric production going, right? Because we don't have any of the fabric precursors. And we can't build algae, we can't build fishermen for the algae pond because we don't have any parts. You sell fabric though. I don't have a ton of trade value right now. We got some crystallized dew, which sells pretty well. And I guess that's going to have to do it. I'd like to pull a bunch of fabric, but we can't really... We can't afford to get too aggressive with this. We'll do that, though. Okay. That'll give us the fabric to complete a couple of important buildings. And we are going to have to build ourselves a makeshift post at some point here, which can just go directly across the street from the from that thing. Okay, we're low on fuel for the moment. Gosh, you know what we could really use is more harpies. Oops. Okay, well, there's nothing here except an algae pond. Before you guys break into another clearing, why don't we watch this? Let's be a little bit careful, because they did almost take us into there. Although I guess, you know, opening up glades is not necessarily a terrible thing. Okay, so I still do want to re-roll these. Do we have any? No, we do not have any amber. That's not true. We have one thing that rewards amber. Maybe I do just want to break into this. Okay, we're running all the tools and stuff home from this bit. Unfortunately, it's actually very very, very far away from everything else. But yeah, I guess let's break into this now. Oh, wait a second. Oh, we do have somebody who isn't housed. How did that happen? Ah, we gained a fox and I don't have enough shelters. How are we so low on wood? Do we not have 5 woodcutters running at all times? Okay, a small destroyed caravan, a large snake last. Ooh, a stormwater geyser is actually fantastic, except that we don't have the parts necessary. Oh, it doesn't cost parts to build a geyser pump. Okay, that's actually excellent news for us. Let us for sure build that. Okay, and we would love to get a snake nest. We'd love to get an upgraded trapper camp design. It'd be super cool. Y'all are both trending towards strongly negative numbers, and that is not very good for me right now. I will say it is not clear to me how we are constantly out of wood. I guess the blight post uses wood pretty quickly while it's building. You know what? Just take it easy. Oh yeah, there is the small destroyed caravan. Right, we do need to look at this. So we can send it back for half a Queen's Grace. We can just loot it. I think we're probably just going to loot it as soon as the storm's over. And this really sucks. I'm going to have to favor somebody here and just let the other species feel terrible. Yeah, I guess that's the play. And then we need to open one more glade somewhere just to get a little bit of currency and reputation to work with here. So let's have this woodcutter's camp open up that glade. Oh, yeah. No, this is just ugly. Fuel consumption's up as well. That's certainly not helping. Alright, we are just going to lose a fox, probably. Probably just one. But still, it's a bummer, obviously. I'm going to stop saying obviously now. Yep. Okay, yeah, they still didn't actually manage to capture enough stormwater, but it's fine. We have additional sources of stormwater now. Let's not assign people to that just yet. Food production up for every 50 units of drizzle water stored is like not horrible. We do already have some storage going on. Yeah, in theory, I've been supposed to be focusing on trade routes, and I've gotten all distracted. Let's let newcomers arrive here. Okay, we do need harpies pretty badly. And I think this is a good set of resources overall. Obviously, like, fabric's powerful. Yeah, let's just take this one because we need harpies pretty bad. All right, so let me replace y'all with harpies, and then we're gonna need just somebody to operate this stuff. Make sure that is running stormwater into the pipes at all times, which will give us a good reason to connect here. But let's let the stormwater hit the bank first, sell it, and then, or deliver it rather, and then make this happen. So I'm going to need some hands in here making packs. bricks, I think, are maybe the more important thing to produce for this. And we did just get some clay. So the bricks will be coming. And then, yeah, we want to make some packs of provisions. Sure, use... Well, yeah, just kind of whatever. Probably not more than, like... Let's say... 9 at a time? Three builds at a time. And this, we only need 5 packs of building materials for that. Yeah. Okay. So we're just going to loot this. Looks like we'll be just fine if we do it now. Okay, we're going to start actually running trade routes and sticking to the plan. I forget the plan very easily. Sure, just do this stuff. Don't get yourself in any trouble for a little while, would you? We still have to figure out how we're going to resolve this. Okay, we have produced enough tea. I guess we could knock this out. But we probably want this to be a thing that we do with foxes, so we want to wait until they've finished this. Let's go ahead and deliver that. Extra pipes is certainly very nice. And now let's install some engines in our important buildings here. Plus resolve, like 2 of our 16 beavers getting extra resolve. I don't think it's going to have a strong enough effect on the overall beaver resolve level to get it anywhere near the blue line. Beavers are famously difficult to get on that stuff in any case. Do I want to turn usage like all the way up? I kind of think I do. We're going to go through a lot of bricks here as we're building these packs of building materials. Do I feel like I have enough? Oh, maybe I don't. All right, you know what? We'll enable building with planks as well. Definitely not with fabric, though. Okay, do I want to also run an engine in here? I think I do. We'll run it at least to this level. I don't think we want any limit on the oil. We probably don't want to build like a super huge amount of... We don't want to have like a super huge amount of tea laying around, but tea is used in a lot of different... what do you call it? A lot of different dangerous glade event type things. So it is nice to have a stockpile, and eventually, you know, we'll make the we'll make a service building that will allow us to get the stuff we want. All right, I'm about to gain some amber, and thus be able to re-roll this. That's what I was waiting on. Okay, the market does treatment. Global carrying capacity up is rad. Yeah, okay. I don't think this is bad. Let's put the market up. And we want to put it within the border of within the heat border of the hearth, so that the hearth knows that it is providing, so that it will allow us to level the hearth up to 3. Okay, so at this point, what are we still looking for? Like, what really matters? We want an upgrade to our trapping camps, obviously. We don't really need dyes. We just spent... We still have 5 amber on hand, so we could hold off for a reroll again. Okay, we're starting to get our trade route availability up. You know, actually, I don't hate selling the rest of the... selling the rest of the jerky, and that will produce some trade route level, you know? Rainpunk Engineer is now actively spending. These two can't gather any more of this type of water, and like I could min-max by pulling people out of this building and putting them back in all the time, but I don't really want to. That sounds boring to me. Alright, now that this is open, let's make sure we just clear all this stuff out. Actually, let me... Move this over to here. Okay. And we have a little encampment. We can welcome in some new folks. I would actually very much like to do that. Ooh, or we could send them on to the Citadel for some money. I do also like that, if I'm honest. You know what? We'll get money. Somebody come over here and help these people out. I'm not going to put the fox on it because the fox is spoken for. As soon as this shit is done, that fox is going to be... well, I guess, we can put one person on it and just start getting it done here. There's no time penalty. There's no penalty while this one is being worked on. Okay, so we're building toward all of our existing orders here, which is great news. We have our resolve in, like, kind of okay places, sort of. We're making oil as fast as we can, and also chopping an awful lot of wood, and also somehow still not managing to have fuel. Alright, well, we're gaining a bunch more oil. That'll certainly help. Am I allowed to move the termite mound? For some reason, this counts as a harmony decoration. Or 4, rather. I am allowed to move the termite mound. Okay, you can go in the middle here. And then we need to gain one more garden and 2 more parks. There we go. And that service building. Right, I do need to make that service building. Oh, and also we have a bunch of people unhoused. And also the harpies are just like very upset. Rationing. Are we... What? We have a ton of food. Why are they rationing? Oh. Wait, there is a haunted... Oh, no, there totally is. This is a thing that has a global event on it. What was I talking about? Okay, well... I'm working on it. We may lose a harpy. I suppose that might happen. I'm not going to freak out too much about it. We will replace lost people. Okay, so we do need 2 more harpy houses. I have allowed myself to fall behind on housing. That is bad, and that is 100% avoidable as well. All right, and then we have, in theory, enough shelters, right? Yeah, we have enough shelters. The foxes will be fine. This should cover everybody. Let's go ahead and grab our big delivery here. And for sure, disengage you two. Put back all these materials. It's a lot of planks. I was gonna say our next trader must be awfully close. So we'll get some more amber for re-rolling our blueprints and stuff. Actually, I suppose I don't really want everybody out of the makeshift post entirely. Sorry, that was hasty. I probably do want like 1 person in here making provisions so that we can look at this. Look at our progress toward a 1st level. Ugh, that's never gonna happen. This is terrible news. What does the plus button there do? Okay. Pay 5 amber to unlock an additional offer. I guess we can speed this up even more. It doesn't take 2 people to operate this geyser pump, apparently. Alright, we are always out of lumber, 100% of the time. It's actually kind of wild. Upgrade a mine to level 2 and deliver 60 copper ore for a fairly large amount of tools. That's pretty cool. Do 3 loyalty events. Seized inheritance is, first of all, that's grim. Secondly, none of my villagers are going to die. People might run away from us, yes, but nobody's going to die. I mean, I guess ore mining's not terrible, right? The Seam Arrow gives us something to burn, so they stop complaining about our fuel, the tools. Keep in mind, with this one, loyalty, opening a cache and sending the resources home, the thing that gets your reputation, is a loyalty event. So it's not actually that difficult to complete 3 events with a loyalty decision. I think I would just rather have the tools. So then let's okay, this is coal. Here's all of the, and each one of these has 75 charges. Okay, so we don't have to build the mine. Ah, shoot, we're completely out of parts again. Okay, but we're working on that. We don't have to build the mine entirely over top of this stuff, but why don't we drag one of the lumber camps over here and just clean this up a bit. We can make that work. Alright, let's try to get everybody's housing needs fixed before... Okay. Try to get everybody's housing needs fixed before the storm happens, because that would obviously be very bad. Alright, we're gonna have to do a little bit of juggling here until the haunted smelter is de-haunted. I think we should be okay now. Okay, cool. A harpy left the... Alright, whatever. It's fine. And here's my trader. Okay, reduction in storm duration would certainly be a neat thing to get. We can sell some of the oil. Actually, never mind. Oil's not worth shit. Let's get at least 3 more amber. Because we want to be able to... we want to be able to make that happen. So we have 20 pie. I don't really need pie. I think I'm fine just selling all of the pie. And then we can also throw in... I mean, the biscuits are doing something. I don't even know where these biscuits came from. We have these packs of building materials, which we don't currently have a use for. So we could use these to secure some additional fabric. Because again, we're still kind of having some problems on the fabric production front. And then, like, what do you... We'll give you 1 of our oil for that. Make that deal work. Okay, let's take that design reroll. Just show me something that makes scrolls. No. No, they say. Alright, I'll take a carpenter. Making tools is also very good. Okay. Hard to turn down the big trapper's camp, even though there is a thing that makes scrolls in this choice. Okay, they just showed us the lumber mill again. I appreciate that. And then... yeah, tavern. Tavern's great. Okay, so... let's make our market. We just barely didn't clear enough space back here. Yeah, this is really awkward. The trees are causing a problem. Let me get the woodcutters focused on this. We'll build the market in just a second. And that'll be the only thing this needs to upgrade. Alright, this is a real trapper camp now. And so it can be moved over here to gather us eggs. So we have people who are being afflicted by this drenched need. Isn't this a thing that's... oh, right, clothing. It's housing and clothing needs. Shoot, that's actually very inconvenient. It's very inconvenient, and I wonder if they could stop it. All right, we're going to have to figure that one out. Okay, let's put some people on this. Wow, everybody's resolve is super fucked. Holy hell. I mean, I know we're taking an additional -5 here. Why are we so upset? Looming darkness. Yep, an additional stack of this is added each hostility level. I mean, I can unequip a couple of woodcutters and get us down to hostility 2. That'll help. It's not going to completely solve the problem, but it'll help. Yeah, I'll trade some eggs back home. This will get us some amber to work with. We can do a full multiplier there because we're definitely doing just fine on food production. Foxes are going to negative anyway, so we may as well favor the harpies. Looks like one person is really enough to make this work. We probably don't need... Alright, your tank is all the way full. Yeah, we probably don't need 2 people on all these things, but we also don't directly have things for them to do. I'm going to need... Well, you know what? We can build the tavern anywhere. Let's put the tavern down. That'll immediately give these folks something to do. And then we're going to build the market inside the hearths area, so that'll take care of that. Oh shoot, beaver resolve is also getting crappy. Well, the storm's almost over. Okay. That should be the only person we lose, I think. But yeah, we got to get our advanced needs going here. So we have some dye. Do not use fabric, only use leather. It is time to start also making raincoats. Yeah, for sure. Gain 10 skewers for every 10 pickled goods produced. That's not horrible. Producing pickled goods would be a good idea. Meat specialization is like kind of okay. We do want to get into this place. All right. Let's talk about this lumber mill. So with the smelter, we can start producing copper bars. Let's move this like over to here. We'll just keep chopping away at these trees, I suppose. We have the resources for that mine now. Or at least we will. You know, we're working on it. And we have the space for it. So that'll let us start producing copper. We're getting into a position of being able to use that copper and the what do you call it, the crystallized dew, to make tools. We can start sending all these caches back. We have a very, very large number of caches overall. Boy, y'all really determined to not get the trees that I most need you to get rid of. Ooh, okay. We're taking the one that gives parts for sure. And that is going to put us in a housing position of needing one more harpy house, which is very inconvenient. It's always bad to need more harpy houses because we are very limited on fabric. Here's a question, actually. Yes, the market does rely on an amount of fabric that is a real problem. Well, we have some reeds now, actually, so we are producing our own fabric. We're getting some income. Okay, but anyway, that's got to be done. We're also going to need another beaver house, which is fine. All right, so a place that provides the education need, a service building that provides the education need is still a thing that we would benefit from tremendously. Let's get our market going up here. All right, I would love for them to actually get that completed, but, you know, it's going to be a minute. Oh, this thing's squawking because I put a house in front of its... it's not accessible anymore. That's part of the reason it's crying out. The other part is that it just doesn't... It doesn't need a person on it always, but it will need a person on it often enough that I don't want to go back and keep swapping them in, and we have 11 loose people anyway. As some of this stuff gets finished, we'll be assigning more bodies to these tasks. Do we want to... Do we want to rebuild this now? I mean, we have coat production going. Again, there's probably like a limited number of coats we need to have on hand at any time. Yeah, I definitely don't want to use other resources for that stuff. Okay. This is obviously just going to be throw 3 people on it and then never think about it again. We don't actually need either of these needs, and I'm not going to ask you to worry about them. Just serve drinks. Okay. That's going to push the harpies up to blue resolve levels, which is wonderful news. Okay, we actually got the fabric in really fast. I could probably stand to put a second person back in here for a while. We're going through a lot of planks right now. So maybe turn up the priority on this. Okay, so the treatment needs should be getting fulfilled. Like, we have tea production active. The treatment needs should be getting fulfilled as soon as the building's finished. And we can start well, actually, I probably want to use the beavers on this for the moment. Yeah, we don't really need to get the scroll production going because we don't have the education building yet. But we do want to get this other stuff going. Alright, so we get our various tools. We have a trade route we can run. Do I want to just sell the skewers immediately? I think so. So we've hit 1 trade level. As you can see, it really it takes a lot of trade running to build up 3 levels of regard. And obviously I got started pretty late. But also it's still just a huge amount. It's kind of a silly amount. I think they're maybe a little bit overly conservative with that. Okay, we do need another shelter. I'll just build it back here. We get a nice little side street. You know what? Actually, you should be helping me out by clearing up all of this, actually. Alright, final set of orders. Okay. We're already trying to push toward the need for education fulfilled, so that's obviously a good thing. This is just have 18 beavers for +3 to beaver resolve permanently, and yeah, I mean, yeah. Yeah, we just have this finished already. That seems fine. Have 20 foxes is a lot less realistic. Have 22 harpies, also pretty unrealistic. Deliver 50 oil. Maybe? I don't know that I would want to deliver 50 coats instead of wearing 50 coats, but we can try to make that work. Alright, housing's covered. Unfortunately, even... Oh, nobody's working at the place. I was like, why is this not helping? But yeah, that'd be why. Kind of want to leave the foxes open for working events though, right? Speaking of which, we have 26 tools. I should start actually doing that. So... I guess this is the biggest one. Oh, that's interesting. I don't know that I've seen that perk before. Well, in any case, send some stuff to the Citadel for us, would you? Okay, the beaver thing happened. That's pretty rad. A bunch of pickled goods will help with fox. Fox approval overall. Once they start actually using the tea and getting benefit from the treatment need, we'll see some reward from that as well. Okay, temple. Ooh, Fox House is also good, but I think it would be a bad idea to turn down the temple at this point. We'll hope to see the Fox House again later. And the temple can just kind of go anywhere. It fits very well down the street here. Okay, we've reached the point where favoring them will at least get them out of the negatives. Can't believe how much grain we still have. You know, y'all probably... We don't probably need to make oil when there's more than 60-ish oil? Okay, every villager with their need for education fulfilled gives us a bonus to production speed. That seems like a winner. As we're totally, definitely, for real about to get that going eventually, I think, maybe. Right, people. Should I bring in more people? I think I should. Wow, 13 pipes. Huh. Wow, look at that. Fox approval ratings really jumped up there. Yeah, I guess we'll do this, and we'll build some more beaver housing. We should probably chop all this stuff down, too. Where's my other... you know what this one is doing is not so important, I think. Yeah, let's remove all that stuff. We have a trader in. Will give us large forger's camp. I don't really need an additional +1 to resolve for all villagers with a home. That seems like a winner. Yeah, and then like, honestly, we're doing really well on resources overall. We don't need to be buying too much more, actually. I know you don't have a lot to do, but hold on, you will. Okay, yeah, so, anyway. to the making of the scrolls. Let's put a couple beavers on it. We definitely don't want to be doing that. We probably don't really need more planks, but I guess, yeah, you guys get on this and y'all stop making planks, I guess, because you're going to do it inefficiently now. What kind of water would this building use? Stormwater? We're still not out of pipes. We have a lot of pipes, actually. Yeah. You know what? Fucking turn it all the way up. Make it happen. Make it run. But we were supposed to be harvesting dyes, right? Like, did we not have... We have dye income from this. Where are my dyes getting used right now? I'm not making tea out of them, am I? No. So we should have... Ah. It's the coats. Well, yeah, I mean, we have some coats that were produced. Maybe stop producing coats for a minute. So Hilda, you don't have dyes, do you? No, you don't have any of that, like, level of advancement. Actually, a very basic trader. Not the kind of trader we need right now. Yeah, alright. Well, at the moment we're gaining reputation very, very quickly. Look at where the blue bar is for the foxes. Okay, we are producing scrolls. We have the building constructed, but nobody's working there yet. For every 200 seconds spent sacrificing goods in the ancient hearth, hostility is reduced by 25. I mean, we have a lot of oil. Sure, sacrifice 15 oil per minute. We have a lot of oil. So we have all of our needs, right? I guess fishing hut is a thing. We don't have any parts left. No, we do have parts left. All right, well, we have a large fishing camp over here. Fishing camp? Pond. We have a large pond. This is the old fishing road. And I guess we could put some people on... Man, I need more people again already. At this point, I think we have enough... Okay, they've finished running that out. I think we probably have enough stuff to just get to a victory. It's just a matter of waiting out the reputation gains and the running the orders we can run and everything. Takes a long time for these mines to do their thing. They only produce 23 copper ore. But yeah, I think at this point we've got it. So I'm gonna... Yes, it's true. I am sacrificing fuel in the hearth. You got me. All right, we hit a point of reputation. We still have 10 tools left, so we can pull one more hearth. Oh, I missed. There's a big one over here. Yeah, I should have knocked this one down. Well, 6 more tools would get it. So when we hit either one of these rewards, we'll have the resources to make that happen. I totally overlooked that one because it's in the middle of our everything. I'm gonna unequip one person from this place now that it's no longer the place that makes planks. I think that's pretty reasonable. A couple beavers to work on the fishing hut. Wow, those are some mighty great falls in happiness. How many people do we currently have woodcutting? Okay. We can drop down to drop down to hostility 3 here for a second. That'll certainly help, although it doesn't solve the problem entirely. And what am I looking for? I suppose a thing that can produce dyes to help our coat and scroll manufacturing stuff run a little smoother. Makes sense. Okay, I don't think we're actually going to lose a harpy. Storm's running out already. Oh, and they hacked into a thing without me telling them to do so. That's annoying. Well, this is very doable. Let's go gain a point of reputation. Let's cleanse this withered tree. Packs of trade goods are worth more. I mean, none of this stuff is really applicable. This, on the other hand, we could afford to sell quite a lot of leather, I think. Oh, we don't quite have the packs for that. All right. Continue trading. We're going to get all the way up to 2 levels of trade resources down before the game comes to an end here. Am I pulling... Yeah, I am pulling enough parts between these two to send this home from just that. So we may as well start moving these goods to the Citadel. And we don't really need to take on any new people, even though we don't have any hands left at the moment. These guys will finish up what they're doing quickly enough. I'm gonna balance these two out, just make them 2 and 2, and then probably never... We probably don't need to run any more woodcutters after this point. Okay, so this will be 1 point of reputation. This will be another... Actually, we're probably... yeah, we're just done. As soon as these 2 events finish, we're done. There was a lot of gain from reputation going on there in the end. All right. Complete 80 orders. Win a game after discovering a forbidden glade before the end of year 2. That's true. I did push that forbidden glade pretty fast. Okay. And hey, look at that. 90 minutes is not 2 hours. In case anyone was confused about that. So, we got a sick painting for our home, which I, sort of don't care a huge amount about. There we go, experience. That's the good stuff. And a storm orb. A mysterious crystal ball with a stormbird feather suspended inside. Okay. All right, just continuing to win games near new modifiers is gonna be useful. We'll just keep at that. We did get quite a lot of food stockpiles from that one. Certainly enough to unlock that other caravan slot. And then we could buy something else on this tier. Training expeditions to challenge yourself and improve your skills. I mean, that's not very interesting. Unlocks a pool of difficult, time-sensitive, highly rewarding orders that will sometimes appear in your order packages. Those can be very good sometimes. Ooh. The starting ability of the lizards to have 10 tools with them. I think that's very hard to pass up, except that we literally can't get it, nor even its prerequisite. We are short artifacts. Okay. Well, that's a thing that we definitely want at some point in the near future. So let's make sure we saved. Man, do I want to just save food stockpiles? Are we currently in position to do a thing that will yield us more artifacts? We are not. So, saving food stockpiles for that doesn't really feel necessary at the moment. We can buy something else and just know that that's a place that we're going in the near future. Extra vision range from your towns is kind of cool. Every settlement starts with some bricks is also kind of cool. Yeah. All right, let's work toward the time-sensitive orders, because I do think that they're an interesting challenge. The super expensive one is the one that lets you take upgraded building resources as embarkation bonuses. I don't think we ever got past the level 10 threshold in the previous series I was playing, so we're working ourselves up into some pretty powerful bonuses here that I have not had a chance to play around with. All right, well, the sleepy little town of Drizzlebrook was a success. Oh, okay, not just additional vision range, additional movement, because you can go as far as you can see. That's very interesting. Cursed Royal Woodlands. What's the deal with this place? It is impossible to recognize the danger of the glades, which are all of even size. And restless spirits can be found in the forest, but this is a green effect. It is indicated that this is in fact positive. Interesting. I mean, I think we're going to go here next. I definitely want to hang out with the big giant skull. There is no fertile soil anywhere in this region. Ah, but there is archaeology. And we do love archaeology. Yeah, okay. That gives us some something to target. So, I think that's going to be it for us for today. Thank you all so much for watching. When you come back next time, we're building a town in the shade of the big giant skull. And we'll see you then.